Code Monkey get up, get coffee. Code Monkey go to job. Code Monkey have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Rob say Code Monkey very diligent, but his output stink. His code not functional or elegant. What do Code Monkey think? Code Monkey think maybe manager wanna write login page himself. Code Monkey not say it out loud. Code Monkey not crazy, just proud. Code Monkey like Fritos. Code Monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code Monkey very simple man. Big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code Monkey like you. Code Monkey like you.
Hey, what's new, Dino Dudes? It's me, the Media Raptor. I'm not looking back as I grab my drink again. And we're back, another episode of the Media Raptor Reviews. It's been a while since I reviewed a DC animated movie, so let's talk about one of their newer ones, Batman Hush, the 2019 installment of the DCEU, and further proof that whenever DC doesn't make a movie that isn't live action, it turns out amazing. And yet, for some reason, the only live-action movies they've gotten that were actually really good were Aquaman and Shazam and Wonder Woman. And out of those three, only one passed $1 billion, being Aquaman. Maybe you should reconsider what you're doing, Warner Bros. You're never gonna be the next Marvel. Stop trying to be them. That's your big issue. That's not important, though. Let me get some background information out of the way. Backman. Yes, I'm Backpack Man. That's what Dora grew up to be. I don't know why she had that voice. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Back to the review. Batman Hush is a storyline in the old Batman Detective comics. Well, not old, but a few years ago, like maybe almost 10 years now, was a storyline in Batman Detective comics. One of the best ones, and one of the first ones I ever read. It was also one of my first introductions into the darker side of comics. As in, I think it was grade 3, grade 3 or grade 5, my teacher brought in a bunch of graphic novels and brought in the two Batman Hush comics. And I will tell you this right now, one of the most infamous scenes, the scene in the graveyard, has been heavily altered. And it does not include some of the more shocking stuff, which I kind of hoped they would do, but I also get why they didn't. But as it is, as a straight adaptation, it's really darn good. It's fairly close to the actual story, albeit with a couple things changed, such as some characters appearing that weren't in there originally, just some change with the villain, some scenes cut out due to either time or their content. But it also did improve a number of things, like in my opinion at least, the relationship between Batman and Selina Kyle. I'm just gonna quote and say it, I really like them together, and I would like it if just for once we could let Batman be happy. Is that too much to ask? Okay, I get it. He's the Dark Knight, the brooding, angry crime fighter. That's his thing. He doesn't have to be miserable every single time. I get it. In this one, they at least had a bit of an excuse with giving it more to a character reason why things turned out the way they did. But I'm just talking in general. Can we please let Batman just take a vacation to Hawaii or something and no one ruins it? The guy needs a break. Or therapy. Probably both. But it does manage to capture many of the darker beats and very interesting character moments that develop characters' backstories, personalities, and, well, motives perfectly, actually. Really, this is the best you could ask for in an adaptation of Batman Hush without probably getting an R rating due to some of the more extreme content in the comic that they can get away with because it's comics. Overall, this is probably one of my favorite of all the DC animated movies, and thankfully, it's longer than most of them. I don't remember the entire runtime, and I'm not going to bother looking it up because that's not really what I'm here for, but a lot of these are like 70 minutes. This one was close to an actual movie length. I think this one was almost 90 minutes. And it definitely benefited from that, because that way they didn't have to rush most of the character development, the mystery solving, because this one actually has a fair amount of detective work. Well, literal detective work, literal whodunit, that makes the plot all the more interesting as you desperately try and figure out what's going on, and the second you think you finally got it, they pull the rug out from under you and go, not even close. But, yeah, characters are great, the story is great. Let's talk about the acting. Most of the actors who have done previous DC animated movies are back. I believe they got a new voice actress for both Catwoman and Poison Ivy. And I'm not sure who voiced Harley Quinn, but all three of them did fantastic jobs. Also, if you watch a bunch of my reviews, I'll comment on the fact that I think the Joker is heavily overused in DC and the fact that they don't often seem to know what to do with him. This time, while he is in this, he's in it minimally, much like the comics, but he's got a really good voice actor. He really just adds the creepy level to the Joker that I think it's been missing in the past few incarnations. Also, yes, I am kind of excited for the Joker movie just to see how it goes. So, I do also have to give parents some warning. This one is definitely one of the darker DC animated movies. Now, granted, some of these we've had neck snappings, decapitations, people being shot through the head, implied rape, child murder, child torture. Like, some of these have gotten pretty dark, but this one, the other ones have gotten dark in, like, superhero ways, like, oh no, the villain's really evil, but this one it's like, that's something an actual serial killer could do, and it's kind of scary. But it's not to say the whole thing is just pitch black. There are little bits of comedy here and there that genuinely do work to lighten the mood without killing the entire mood. And thankfully, much like unlike It Chapter 2, they don't use them in the middle of the more intense scenes to try and alleviate it and therefore ruin part of the tension. It just works. Something else that's been upgraded is the animation. They don't have the same New 52 style designs that they have in a bunch of the past ones, which I'm fine with because I think the designs in this look much, much cooler. But, sorry, my neck's been messed up the past few days. There we go. I really do think that the characters look better in here, and they look more unique. It makes this movie a bit more unique because, well, they haven't looked like this in other ones. At least ones that I've seen recently. I haven't seen all the newest ones, so maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, something else that is really good in this movie is the score. It definitely gets the whole dramatic, tense scenes down, and it helps build the atmosphere, especially in some of the more slower, more tension-filled scenes when it's trying to build up to a big reveal or a shocking twist. The music helps it. And I think the theme song is fantastic. With some of the best opening credits I've seen in these since Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Do I have any issues with it? Not really. It's not like world-changing run out and buy like 12 copies of it, but it certainly does earn its 3.5 Raptor Claw rating out of 4. I had a blast with this. Really, the only bad DCEU movie I've seen thus far, the closest thing to a bad one was Batman Ninja. And I'll link that one during the outro, but yeah, that one was just kind of weird. But this is a fantastic adaptation, and I know they're doing Superman Red Son. I really hope they don't mess that one up. That is one of my all-time favorite comic stories. But hey, we'll see how that goes when it comes out. So until next time though, Dino Dudes, it's all the time I got for now, so keep cool, and I'll see you guys around. Later.